Welcome back to 355. We are on week 2. This is going to be the week 2 module overview. So we're going to click here into week 2. This week we're talking about kind of the broader context for healthcare communication, and we're going to be looking at the larger healthcare landscape and its effect on healthcare encounters on a personal level. And part of what we're going to be doing this week is looking a little bit closer at the Affordable Care Act and how that's impacted healthcare delivery over the last decade, as well as some of its strengths and weaknesses. So hope you enjoy that discussion. Further, as far as our writing is concerned, we're going to be refining what we did last week. So please make sure you're looking at the feedback regarding your references and citations. If you attempted any of the other APA aspects of the paper, like the title page, or maybe the actual structure of the paper, or possibly even the abstract, I'll have commented on those, and so please do take a look at all of those comments and feedback and apply those to your writing this week. As this week we're going to continue to, again, refine references and citations, but we're also going to be adding the abstract this week. So you'll be writing your paper using appropriate citing and references, but then you're going to construct your abstract from that paper based off of the teachings and learnings from this week's material. So looking at that, let's just jump into what the learning material happens to be this week. We're going to read Dupre Chapter 2, and then there are 2 links for additional readings that are required: the Health Literacy Fact Sheet and the American Medical Association Foundation on Health Literacy. So obviously both of those are talking about what health literacy means, and that's going to be important for your discussion board, as well as some information that you'll be including in your essay this week. Some web links that are going to help you with the APA. You've got the APA Abstracts PDF file here that is going to really walk you through what is supposed to be in an APA abstract. So this is vital that you follow this for your essay. I listed a link here to Grammarly. Grammarly is a free with options to pay for different types of things, but the free app for your computer will basically allow you to do grammar and spelling checks no matter where you're at in your computer. You could be on a discussion board, you could be somewhere else in Blackboard, you could be on Facebook or any other social media, and it's going to sort of do what Microsoft Word or Google Docs does for you, in that it's going to show you where you possibly have some suggestions on misspelled words or proper grammar. So I would recommend you guys install that. Again, it's a free install, and it's just kind of a helpful guide to your writing, especially if you're creating most of the items in Google Docs. It's very helpful. And then one last web link here, a quick web page link that is going to describe the difference between what a primary and a secondary source is. And that's important as we get into the week 2 essay assignment. But before we go there, I want to spend just a moment talking about the SLO, or the Student Learning Outcome highlight for the week. Again, we're going to kind of sit and camp out on number 1, which is writing in the profession. We talked about this briefly last week as well. We're continuing on with that. So again, I just want to stress the importance of writing in the profession as you attain higher degrees and you advance through the ranks of whatever track you happen to be in, whether it's management, research, education, or so on. Professional writing is a must-have. Maybe you're not even going to publish. That's fine. It's still something necessary that you're going to need to have. So it is quite important. Learning APA proper in this class is going to help you throughout the rest of the curriculum here at Boise State, and is going to benefit you lifelong as you continue to move forward in your careers. Okay, so the learning activities and assignments for this week. We're going to be doing a health literacy essay using APA citations and references, just like last week. But remember, this week we're also going to be including the abstract, so very important. We also have a week 2 quiz, which hopefully you're getting kind of the hang of what those look like after week 1. Remember that your week 1 YouTube video introduction is due this week by Thursday at midnight, so make sure you're posting that. If you have questions about, still, how do I create this YouTube video? How do I do any short editing, or how do I embed that into my discussion board? Remember that up here you have this YouTube and Google Docs help folder. All of that information is included there to help you with posting and embedding your YouTube videos. And then, of course, the week 2 discussion board, which we'll discuss a little bit more in depth down below. And then the last item for this week is very simple. It's just submitting a topic for your final project. So let's look at each one of these a little bit more closely. Your week 2 assignment, essay, or paper for this week is going to be largely around what the health literacy fact sheet is asking you to look at. So it's important that you review that and then find a primary source. So you're going to need to review that. What's a primary source? What's a secondary source link? My suggestion is to consider interviewing a physician from your hospital and then using them as your primary source. Additionally, you should be using a secondary source such as the Dupré text or other sources you find out there online. But please always use Dupré at least once in every paper, and then you're free to go out and get other sources as well in order to build the support for your paper. Remember, just like in week one, to include signal phrase and parenthetical forms of citations. There's a link here in case you need to review the difference between those, as well as looking at the feedback from week 1. As always, there's extra help in the APA Help tab in the left-hand sidebar. Remember, that's just right up here above the YouTube and Google Docs help link. And then new for this week, remember, you're going to be building that abstract. So make sure you're reviewing those files that are available to you on creating an abstract. Our quiz, again, it's a 10-question adaptive quiz. So much like what you took last week, this is going to help you for your assignment. So I actually recommend you take this prior to your essay. The next link down here, this allows you to embed your video introduction. And I'm going to click on that just briefly because I want to show you. If I click here and create my thread, it's going to say, okay, subject, so you can put your name and where you're from and your introduction title there. If you feel like following the embed instructions that I've previously included, that's fine, that'll work fantastic. But Blackboard with its new update actually included this mashups button. And if I click this down arrow, it'll allow me to embed a YouTube video very easily. Now what it does is it asks you to search. And what I found is that if I search for something just by putting Brian Psycho's BSU introduction, for some reason it doesn't really work that well for me. But if I actually take the URL, copy and paste it from YouTube, and then paste the URL here, such as this, and then I just click enter to do the search, you can see here it actually pulled up the video of the URL that I listed, and then all I have to do is hit select, and it's going to insert that into my my discussion board here. So you can do this anytime you want to embed a video into Blackboard. You can just use this mashup button, and then all the person has to do then is click the watch video button, and it's going to show up. So it's a really handy, easier feature to embed your videos. So please do consider that. Okay, back to the week 2 module folder. Here we're looking at the week 2 discussion. So the impact of healthcare reform on health communication. So here's again where we're going to be reviewing the Affordable Care Act, and we're going to be including it into our discussion for this week. And again, just click on the week 2 discussion link there, and that's going to take you straight to the discussion board where you can post your discussions. Now when you're doing your discussion boards, it's important to remember that you should have at minimum 2 citations that are referenced in your initial post. That's due on Sunday. And then you need 2 follow-up posts to your classmates minimum that's due by Tuesday of that next week. And in each one of those 2 posts to your classmates, you have to have at least 1 citation from an outside source that you also include the reference for. So feel free, if you want to do more than 2, if you want to respond to other classmates, you can respond to as many as you want, but at minimum 2 of them must include citations and references. Once you go above 2, you can simply respond without doing citations and references if that's what you would like to do. And then very last is the final project topic. So click this link and just very briefly give me under comments or under write submission, doesn't matter which one you do, you can include what your final topic is going to be, but please consider this. Pick something that's going to be useful to you at your current workplace that is also going to be supported by the text from this course. I want this final project to be something useful to you. So if you're working in the NICU, consider something NICU related. If you're working with COPD or smoking cessation, please consider something there. If you're management and you're working on a current project and there's something that you could use from that project or something you could do in this class that is going to feed into that project, consider that topic for your final project. So as you're doing the research and you're looking this information up, it's not only benefiting you in this class, but you're able to actually start applying that information and that learning at your workplace. Really the goal of this program is to allow you to implement this advanced degree learning as you are going through the program while you're currently at work. So make sure you think about doing that, but consider what topic then that might be that is also going to be able to be colored or supported by our communication text. I'll give you a little bit of heads up. Next week, we're going to be using a very brief worksheet that is a narrowing your topic. So don't worry about being ultra narrow on your topic this week. Just pick something kind of broad. Don't worry about your audience or anything else. Next week, we're going to narrow that down. Okay, just as a parting word for this week, as we wrap up, I want to point out, remember the APA help links and the YouTube and Google Doc help links with those PDFs and videos showing you more information about APA, as well as videos on doing the YouTube videos and how to embed your video, as well as how to turn in your Google Docs. And then last, when you're working on the abstract and your citations, remember this video here where I'm walking you through an APA paper. Remember that the citations and references start around 5 minutes and 17 seconds. The abstract is going to be prior to that. So you're going to want to start from the beginning of the video, go through the title page, and then look at the abstract. I'm going to be specifically telling you what each section of the abstract requires. So spend some time with that video as well as the abstracts guide this week as we add abstract to our assignment. Okay, that does it for week 2. So get out there, get some good work done this week, and I will see you guys at week 3. If you have any questions, always look towards the discussion board where we've got the study hall to reach out. And if all else fails, shoot me an email. Have a great week. See you guys.